The drama surrounding the Cleveland Browns has reached a fever pitch, and at the center of it all are two names that could not be more different in perception but equally powerful in impact: Arch Manning and Shedeur Sanders. What started as an ambitious gamble by the Browns front office has quickly spiraled into a full-scale controversy, raising questions not just about the future of the franchise, but about the way hype, legacy, and expectation continue to shape the world of football. On one hand stands Sanders, a quarterback forged in adversity, with battle-tested numbers and the kind of poise that screams reliability. On the other stands Manning, the heir to one of football's greatest dynasties, a young quarterback whose last name alone is enough to set the internet ablaze with speculation, regardless of what the stat sheet says. Cleveland's decision to pivot away from Sanders in favor of chasing Manning has not just shocked fans, it has sparked outrage, disbelief, and a wave of instant regret that feels destined to haunt this franchise. The Manning name has always been larger than life in football circles. Peyton and Eli carved out legendary careers that set the standard for generations of quarterbacks to follow. That legacy now rests on Arch Manning's shoulders, and while he may still be in the infancy of his college career, the weight of expectation has already been strapped tightly onto his back. In his redshirt freshman year were flashes of brilliance interspersed with glaring reminders of inexperience. In limited appearances, he displayed the kind of athleticism and raw potential that sent scouts flocking to Austin, especially when he posted a staggering 223 yards and 5 touchdowns against UTSA. But just as quickly, the shine began to fade. Against tougher opponents like ULM, and in his high-pressure debut against Ohio State, Manning struggled with accuracy, decision-making, and the speed of the game. These were not the performances of a generational savior. They were the growing pains of a young quarterback still learning what it takes to thrive on the big stage. Yet the hype machine around Arch Manning never slows. Every fumble, every interception, every moment of hesitation is forgiven in the name of potential. Analysts talk about what he could become rather than what he is. His last name acts as both a safety net and a spotlight, cushioning the blows of underperformance while magnifying the whispers of greatness. In Cleveland, those whispers have grown into full-blown conversations in the front office. GM Andrew, Barry, and owner Jimmy Haslam were spotted attending his games, fueling speculation that Manning, not Sanders, may be the Browns' long-term vision at quarterback. But if you peel back the layers of media noise and family legacy, the harsh truth is that Arch Manning has yet to prove he deserves that spotlight. And for the Browns, who desperately need stability, betting on an unfinished product could be a mistake of epic proportions. On the other side of the debate is Shedeur Sanders, a quarterback who has had to fight for every ounce of recognition he has received. Unlike Manning, Sanders does not come from a name that guarantees universal adoration. Yes, his father is NFL Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, but Shedeur's career has not been built on legacy. It has been forged in the fire of adversity. At Colorado, Sanders inherited an offensive line that was more sieve than shield. He was sacked 42 times in the 2024 season, one of the highest totals in the nation, and yet he stood tall, refusing to break under pressure. Despite the punishment, he delivered one of the most statistically impressive seasons in all of college football, completing 74% of his passes for over 4,100 yards, with 37 touchdowns against just 10 interceptions. Those numbers are not hype. They are results. They are the mark of a quarterback who knows how to perform when everything around him is falling apart. Sanders did not just put up stats, he lifted an entire program. Colorado, once an afterthought in the college football landscape, clawed its way to a 9-4 record and an Alamo Bowl appearance under Sanders' leadership. Every throw he made carried the weight of a rebuilding program, every touchdown a reminder that greatness can come not from pedigree but from persistence. His decision-making, his accuracy, his ability to deliver even under relentless pressure. These are traits that translate to the NFL. Yet for reasons that seem more rooted in name recognition than football reality, the Browns chose to undervalue him. Instead of building their future around a proven leader who has already stared down adversity, they let themselves be seduced by the shimmer of Manning's potential. The contrast between the two quarterbacks could not be clearer. Manning is raw, athletic, and burdened by expectations he has not yet met. Sanders is polished, composed, and already proven against elite competition. Manning dazzles in short bursts but falters when consistency is demanded. Sanders, though often battered by his line, consistently rose above the chaos to deliver week after week. And yet, when Cleveland looked at their options, they seemed to be blinded by the allure of legacy. This is the gamble that has fans shaking their heads, wondering if the Browns are once again writing their own tragedy in real time. To understand the outrage, one must look deeper at the Browns themselves. This is a franchise that has been chasing quarterback stability for decades, stumbling from one failed experiment to another. From draft busts to ill-fated trades, Cleveland has rarely been able to find the steady hand they so desperately need under center. In Sanders, they had an opportunity to break that cycle. A quarterback who not only survived adversity, but thrived in it. A quarterback with poise, accuracy, and leadership that could anchor the franchise for years. But instead, they looked past him, dazzled by the idea of what Manning could be rather than respecting what Sanders already is. And now, the wave of regret is already crashing down. Fans and analysts alike have not been shy about voicing their concerns. The debate rages on sports talk shows and across social media. Is the hype around Arch Manning justified, or is it a mirage created by a famous last name and an insatiable media machine? Critics argue that giving up on Sanders so quickly is not just unfair, it is reckless. His college career was not about promise, it was about production. He proved himself on the field under relentless pressure against quality opponents. Manning, on the other hand, is still a story being written. To bet the future of a franchise on a story that has not even reached its second chapter is the kind of risk that could set Cleveland back years. And yet the Browns front office seems undeterred. To them, Manning represents not just a quarterback, but a symbol, a chance to bring the Manning legacy into Cleveland, to create headlines and ignite excitement. It is a move that screams marketing as much as it does football. But football is not played on hype reels. It is played on the field, in the trenches, with quarterbacks who can withstand the pressure and deliver when it counts. Sanders has already shown he can do that. Manning still has everything to prove. Not be higher. Manning's 2025 season at Texas will be scrutinized like no other. Every throw, every decision, every game will be dissected, not just by scouts, but by an entire league waiting to see if he can live up to the name. If he thrives against SEC powerhouses like Georgia, Florida, and Oklahoma, the hype may finally align with reality. But if he falters, Cleveland's gamble will look even more misguided. Sanders, meanwhile, will bide his time in the NFL, likely beginning his rookie year as a backup, but with the potential to seize the starting job if given the chance. His path may not be wrapped in glitz or legacy, but it is grounded in results. And in the end, results are what win games. Manning versus Shedeur Sanders is more than a quarterback debate. It is a reflection of how the NFL and its fans consume narratives. Do we reward potential over proof? Do we fall for names and legacies, or do we respect the grind of those who have already shown they belong? For the Browns, this question is not philosophical, it is practical. Their future depends on whether they made the right choice. And right now, regret is the word echoing through Cleveland, so the question becomes yours. Is the hype around Arch Manning truly justified, or is it nothing more than media-driven noise propped up by a famous last name? Did the Browns make a monumental mistake by undervaluing Shedeur Sanders, a quarterback who proved himself on the field? Or is this gamble a bold stroke that could one day pay off in ways no one expects? Let us know what you think in the comments below.